Isn't it a fascinating world that we live in?
Yes. Yeah.
Computers, laptops, cell phones, iPods, iPads, Apple Macs, Blackberries, Kindles, and of course the entire social media network. And isn't it also fascinating that none of those clever devices has the ability to sit in front of a customer and sell something? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and a very good afternoon to all the salespeople here today. My name is Ray Patterson. I have got close on 40 years experience in sales and sales management. And if you're trying to work out how old that makes me right now, I started selling when I was 5. I am passionate about salespeople being proud of who they are and proud of what they do. If you're a salesperson and you are not proud of who you are and proud of what you do, then you shouldn't be in the selling profession. There are too many people in our profession who are just not proud of the fact that they are in sales. I was at a networking function the other evening. There were 10 of us at the table, all introducing ourselves to each other. When it got to my turn, I said, "Good evening, my name is Ray, and I'm a salesman." The next question was, "So what do you sell, Ray?" And that gave me an opportunity to speak a bit more about myself and my business. Then we got to Gary. And when it was Gary's turn, Gary never said a word. He stuck his hand in his pocket, pulled out a pack of business cards, and handed them out to us. Gary's business card read, Gary Viljoen, Executive Marketing Liaison Consultant. My first reaction was, wow, we've got an executive at our table with us this evening. And then we started asking Gary a few questions to find out exactly what it was that he did. And by the time that we had cut through that fancy title on Gary's business card, it turned out that Gary was in fact a salesman. Now it's guys like Gary who are bad for themselves, and it's guys like Gary who are bad for the industry. Because they are the kind of people in sales who have done absolutely nothing about improving their knowledge and their skills. They are the kind of people in sales who have say they've got 10 years experience, but in actual fact they've got 1 year's experience 10 times over because they've done nothing about improving themselves. And that just leads to a poor performance. And a poor performance simply means you've got a poor attitude, and a poor attitude in sales means that you're not enthusiastic and excited about what you're doing. I believe that salespeople can only be successful in the selling situation if they are enthusiastic and excited about being out there. And I also believe that salespeople cannot really be motivated and excited about going out and selling unless they are proud of who they are and proud of what they do. So what does your business card say? What is the title that you have under your name on your business card? Is it perhaps preventing you from doing what you should be doing, which is selling? If you're a salesperson, you should only have one word under your name on your business card: sales. Because that's what you do. You're in sales. You sell. And please, from today, stop calling yourselves reps. Stop allowing other people to call you reps. I hate that word with a passion when it is used to describe a salesperson. There is a huge difference between a rep and a salesperson. Rep is short for representative. And a representative is someone who represents their company and doesn't necessarily sell the product or service. That would be someone like who worked for South African breweries. They would walk into the pub at lunchtime. "Hi everyone, I'm from South African breweries. We're promoting Castle Light, and I'm here to buy everybody a free beer today." So everyone says thank you very much, drinks their free Castle Light. Now that is going to have absolutely no effect whatsoever on the sales of Castle Light at the end of the month. If you are responsible for getting your company's products and services sold to the customer, then you are a salesperson, not a representative. You use skills and techniques to make things happen. You go out and encourage people to buy your products and services. You deserve recognition. I want you all to imagine for a moment the directors of your company. Whether it's the directors, CEOs, managers, partners, those people who run the business on a daily basis. Just get a clear picture of them in your mind right now. If we took those people and locked them away for 3 months, would the company still survive, bearing in mind that you're still bringing in the business? Of course it would. As long as the business is coming in, someone's going to manage to do what needs to be done just to keep the business ticking over for 3 months. Now, if we took you, the salespeople, and locked you away for 3 months, would the company still survive? Definitely not. So, if I walked out of this door right now, I didn't get that. If I walked out of this door right now, and I never said another word to you today, then please, just take away with you what I'm going to say to you now. Be proud of who you are, and be proud of what you do, because nothing ever happens until a salesperson sells something. Now, I'm going to be talking about 3 main areas today, which I believe go to making a professional salesperson. Responsibility, accountability, and pride. The acronym of those 3 words is RAP. R-A-P. You need to be responsible for improving your knowledge and your skills. You need to take accountability for achieving your targets. And you need to be proud of who you are and proud of what you do. Now, whenever I speak to an audience like this, my main concern is how much are they going to hear and how much are they going to take away with them and use. And I was reading some statistics on this. They say that 20% of an audience will hear 50% of what you say and remember 25% the following day. A remaining, or a further 5% of any audience will only hear 25% of what you say and remember 10% the following day. The remaining 75% of any audience are generally busy experiencing some kind of sexual fantasies. So based on those statistics, at least we know that most of you are having a good time right now. So tell me, after the 2 days that you spent out here now, how are you feeling right now?
Very sexual.
Good answer. Are you feeling energetic, enthusiastic, lively, confident, vibrant, colorful, successful? Are you feeling motivated?
Yes.
Do you know that that's not a trick question? But whenever you ask someone how they're feeling, they don't know. And then you can see their mind working and they're starting to think of, what can I say that's wrong with me? What can I think of that's negative? Because the average individual is more demotivated than motivated. And the reason for that is because they give up at the first sign of a problem. And then they sit back and complain about how tough and unfair life is, how tough the selling business is, and how lucky those people are out there who are achieving success. Now, the real problem is that not enough people are prepared to do what is necessary to achieve the success that they're wanting. They're waiting for somebody else or something else to come along and make it happen for them. When I win the lotto, one day when my ship comes in, when my luck changes. Now let's just sort that out very quickly. You are not going to win the lotto. Ships don't come in. Luck doesn't happen and things don't work out. The only time that you're going to be successful is when you accept responsibility and do the things that need to be done in order to achieve the success that you want to. Opportunities don't pop up like this and say, hi there, guess what? I'm an opportunity. You who's been sitting waiting all of this time, here I am. All you have to do is come and take hold of me and you'll be successful. Opportunities usually come disguised in amongst problems. And it's a little bit like digging for gold. When you dig for gold, you don't just dig in the ground and find the gold. You put a lot of effort in, you go through a lot of rock before you get to those gold nuggets. And opportunities are exactly the same. It requires a lot of energy and effort, and you need to work through your problems in order to see the opportunities that are there. But now the irony of the situation is this. It is the positive people, the enthusiastic people, the people who are already being successful in what they're doing. They are the people that work through their problems. They are the people that see the opportunities and take them away long before you even get up to see what's going on. The key to success is being motivated to go out and achieve. Whenever I do these talks, I ask the same question: what should I speak about? And the answer is always the same: something motivational. We want you to motivate them. Now, I cannot motivate you, and nobody in fact can motivate you other than you yourself. The definition of motivation as it stands in the dictionary says that which causes a person to act in a particular way, comma, an inner impulse causing motion. And that's the important part of that definition: an inner impulse causing motion. Something inside you that says, I can make things happen. Something inside that says, I can improve things. Something inside you that says, yes, I'm going to make a difference. My job is to provide inspiration. And I'm going to tell you a true story now to show you the difference between inspiration and motivation and how the two actually work together. When I had my own business, there was a time that we were really struggling to get sales in. Nothing had changed. It was the same sales team. We were selling to the same customers, the same product, the same price, the same leads, but the sales team were negative. They were complaining about anything and everything. They were complaining about the politics, the weather, the economy. They were complaining about their customers, the leads, the price. Some of them were even complaining and blaming their spouses for them not achieving their targets. I decided that these guys needed a little bit of inspiration to get them motivated to go out and sell again. So I said, guys, jump in the car, we're going for a drive. And I took them in the car and we drove out to Khyber Rock in Sandton. And the reason I went there was because my business at the time was in Midrand. And I knew that Khyber Rock was the closest place where I could find some inspiration to get these guys motivated and enthusiastic about selling again. We drove around for a couple of minutes. Eventually I stopped outside this one house. I said, guys, jump out. Let's have a look at this. Now, it was a double-story house, but it was built on a sloping property. So there were 3 or 4 different levels to the house. There were plants cascading out of the upstairs balconies. There was a slide going from the top floor all the way down to the swimming pool at the bottom. There was a sauna, jacuzzi, floodlit tennis court. There was an indoor gym. You could see the chrome weights through the glass doors. There were 2 gardeners at the time, busy cutting back anything that got out of hand. Trees, shrubs, bushes, lawn. The gardens were immaculate. We were standing looking at this long driveway, 6-car garage, massive fountain at the entrance to the house, beautiful wall, big security gate, video camera looking at us. And I turned to my sales guys and I said, don't you think this is fantastic? And they were standing there and said, yes! And I said, well, if you guys just pulled your fingers out of your backsides, I can buy this. So that is inspiration. They were motivated, and we left there with them being enthusiastic and excited again about going out and selling. Do you remember how you felt when you first went into sales? You radiated enthusiasm. You didn't have much product knowledge. You more than likely didn't have much knowledge of the industry that you were going into, but you were enthusiastic. All you wanted to do was get out and see customers. And then over a period of time, you got more product knowledge, you got more knowledge of the industry that you were in, and unfortunately, as often happens, you spent time with the salespeople who'd been with the company a lot longer than you, the negative people who told you why customers didn't buy, why things didn't work out, and why you should just calm down and relax. Don't rock the boat. Now, what you need to do as a salesperson is to get your enthusiasm back again. Whether you've been in sales for 1 year or whether you've been in sales for 30 or 40 years, every single day you need to remind yourself that you're in the best profession in the world, that you're in sales. Because selling gives you the opportunity and the freedom to be whatever it is that you want. Make the decision to be positive and be enthusiastic. Think about it. Your customer relies on your enthusiasm. They rely on you to be enthusiastic about yourself, your product, your service, because that just makes it easier for them to make the buying decision. All of us are exactly the same. Whenever we buy something, we just want the salesperson to be a little bit enthusiastic about what they're doing, because that helps us to make the decision. We have a good buying experience, our emotions get triggered, and it makes it easier for us to say yes. Imagine if you were in a strange town at lunchtime, and you were hungry. You wouldn't just walk into the first shop on the corner that sold food and say, "Hi, I'll have a hamburger, thank you." You'd probably do like we all do in that situation. You'd walk into the shop and you'd try and have a look and see what the quality of the food is like. And there standing in front of you is the owner of the shop looking at you. So you say, "Hi there, tell me something. What are your hamburgers like?" He's going to tell you what they're like. "My hamburgers, fantastic, the best in town." "Thank you, I'll take one." Now, whether his hamburgers are the best in town or not is not what's important here. What is important is that you went in to make a decision to buy something. He was enthusiastic about what he had to sell, and it made it easier for you to say yes. It was a good buying experience. He got your emotions triggered. And that's exactly what we have to do. Selling is a simple business. It is simple but not easy. And one of the things that makes selling simple is that all people buy the same. Whenever they make a decision to buy something, no matter what it is, that decision is based on an emotion, not logic. And you need to get your customers' emotions involved. Let me give you a simple example here. People buy value, not price. A lot of salespeople are always complaining about price. The first thing a salesperson says for the reason they're not selling is it's too expensive. And they're focusing too much on price. And the reality is that people don't buy price, they buy value. They just want to know, what am I getting for the money that I'm spending? The money is not the issue. What am I getting for that money? If you were going to buy a new whiteboard marker, what would you expect to pay for this pen if you walked into the shop, when you walk into the shop to buy it? How much would this cost?
$10.
$10. Let's take it at $10. So, if you walked into the shop to buy a new whiteboard marker, this pen was sitting on the shelf for 10 Rand. You'd walk in, you'd pick it up, go to the till, pay for it, and walk out. Am I right? Yes. You have now bought purely and simply based on price. Never mind the fact that the fourth time you open the lid to write on the board, the pen dries out, and you need to go and buy another one, because it's actually an inferior quality pen. Never mind the fact that this pen is, the ink in here is inferior, and that is why it takes such a lot of elbow grease to get it rubbed off the whiteboard. Now, if you did go into the shop and this pen was sitting there on 10 Rand, and there was another pen sitting next to it, and it was marked at 65 Rand, would you buy that pen?